how have I never heard of this? Because it's one of Canada's biggest unsolved cases, apparently. Their whole plan was to find a boat and go out on the lake. They let people know their plan when they left the party that night, so this wasn't like a complete mystery about where they were going. But this would be the last time they're ever seen.
God, they all look like children.
Nothing was found. Not any items from the missing boys. No boat, no bodies.
They're missing, and you're gonna be like, oh, they'll turn up. Like, what in the fuck? Do your
I
job.
know.
So it's 30 minutes later, the cops just didn't watch the next 30 minutes.
Or that, or they were just like not doing their job super well. I don't know how you can tell if this is boys or girls in this surveillance footage.
What the
Maybe
fuck?
he had a better view.
I hardly can tell that they're people.
I know.
That
Chantel, did you?
I
do
don't know
this?
anything about this. I'm high and I'm good at theories.
So they did forensic testing, like DNA testing, which took 5 years.
Oh my god.
And the bottom line is that the 6 boys vanished that night.
So did we completely rule out aliens? Just want to know. Hi everyone, and welcome back to Coast Files, your podcast for ocean mysteries and true crime. I'm Chantel.
I'm Lindsay.
And I'm Megan, and I'm pumped to be here.
Me too. Well, my story is kind of sad, but other than
Oh great.
When
I took a
is
gummy
it
about an
not?
hour ago, so it's going to kick in any minute now.
I have a
Maybe
very
this wasn't
fun-
the episode for it.
It's always the episode. I have a very fun pink
Yeah.
drink.
Yes, in
So,
your very fun
I have
glass.
a fun.
Oh, and this
Drink.
glass? Oh, do you love my glass? It's from a Ms. Alexandra Fox. Details
I
to come.
can't wait to have mine. It's so
Yes, me
beautiful.
too.
I think yours is the daisies, if I'm
Yeah.
not
Yes,
With the
mistaken.
blue
Yeah.
lobster.
Yes,
Super rare.
it's just a super rare lobster.
Super special.
Yeah, well, 1 in 2 million. That's pretty damn rare.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Right.
So I'm excited
So,
to get into
I can't wait to
this
have it.
thing.
So this story today, actually, I had to double check our spreadsheet of ideas because I'm like, this is something that maybe that either of you could easily have had on your list.
Oh.
But I never heard of it until this week. So I actually had
Oh,
a
you
different
just found out
topic,
about it. Oh.
and I just pivoted like literally last night, and I wrote my case till midnight.
Oh my
Okay,
god.
I'm so
I love
excited.
that.
Me too.
Just because it was the anniversary this week as of recording, not of
Oh.
We were just talking about this.
about being
How-
topical?
Yeah,
Yeah.
but like by accident.
By
Yes,
accident,
I know,
yeah.
but and now it's not really because it's going to be like 3 weeks from now.
Yeah.
Okay, but okay, fair.
It came up, and then I was like, I never heard of this. How have I never heard of this? Because it's one of Canada's biggest unsolved cases, apparently.
Oh.
Okay, so we'll get into it, and we can also talk about a little bit about what you guys
Was it
think.
ever on Unsolved Mysteries?
That's a good question. I didn't see that.
Okay. I feel like that would have came up in your research if it was.
And I have seen all like the ones on Netflix recently.
Oh,
I don't
those
think
were
I've
some
seen
good
every
ones.
single one, but
I would peg
didn't
you as
see this
seeing every
one.
single one.
yeah, I don't recall. The fact that I'd never heard of this was just like, I'm like, maybe I heard about it and I forgot.
Mhm.
But it's
Unlikely.
from 31 years ago.
Oh,
so-
damn. Okay.
When we were little tiny infant babies.
I know, so
Mhm.
cute. So, in the early hours of March 17th, 1995, 6 teenage boys, Chad Smith, 18, Danny Higgins, 16, Jay Boyle, 17, Jamie Lefebvre, 17, Michael Cummins, 17, and Robbie Rumbold, also 17, of Pickering, Ontario, which is, you probably heard of it. It's a
Oh,
That's
northern
very close.
suburb.
That's just east of Toronto.
Mm-hmm.
That's right. Just a bit north.
Northeast, yeah. Not like far north. but
Is it?
Set
I
out
don't
mid
know.
north. It's north of the water.
You're going to get a map soon, okay? So don't worry.
I know exactly
Um,
where it is. Right there.
Yes.
They have a
Scarborough?
GO station.
Does it go Scarborough or Pickering? No.
Do you guys remember
don't
when
know.
I was almost in that scam, that selling door to door thing?
Yes.
So Pickering is where I got dropped off by the
Oh.
scammers.
How did you get back
Mm.
from Pickering?
What?
On the GO train.
Oh,
It was like an
God.
hour and a half.
Jesus.
Yeah, it was.
What?
Listen, I fell for a scam. I'm fine. I could have died
Oh
if it
my
was any
God.
other guys. Anyway, back to your
Okay.
story.
Okay.
That'll be
well,
at
I'm
the
glad
end of the
you are
Unsolved
safe.
Mysteries.
Yeah, I need to know more about this later. Okay.
I just really wanted a job.
That's fair. I almost got a job selling knives because I think it was also like, it wasn't like, I don't think it was a pure scam. I think it was just a market, like multi
Yeah, pyramid scheme.
thing.
Mine was
Yeah,
kind of
so-
like that. Mine was like,
yeah.
you're going to be a business executive. Now we're going to drive you to a small town and you're going to sell door to door. I'm like, what? Anyway.
And now
But
you're
the
rich, right?
executive
You
of
got,
business.
like a Cadillac or something.
Oh, I was not in a Cadillac. Anyway, sorry. Go
Okay.
back to your
It was a
story.
Prius.
Okay, so this is March 17th, 1995. The boys set out for a fun night of celebrating to start their spring break. So, which is funny, it's the start of spring break
Mhm.
today.
Well, yeah,
in Chicago.
as we record that was 3 days ago, the 17th,
Yes,
right? So that's wow.
exactly. You go to my first photo, you can see a photo of the boys. They're pretty
my
young.
God,
looking. Like
they're so
I don't know if this was
young.
their age of
Tell me the year again.
1995.
Yes, okay, exactly. This is
Mhm. Yeah.
exactly it.
They're between 16 and 18. Most of them
Oh
17.
my God,
so.
they all look like children.
I
Did
know.
you
Yeah.
What
that
else you
young?
look like in high
16?
school? Like, it seems so crazy.
Well, I
right?
mean, we were about what 10 years or 8 years later than this, so it changed a little bit.
Mhm.
But yeah, that's what our faces looked like in high school. That young.
Yeah.
We look
Yeah.
like babies.
They are like little babies.
Mhm.
Well, I don't like where this is going, so
No.
continue, I guess.
Okay. So the boys were at a basement house party
Ugh.
and they decided to leave and head towards Lake Ontario. Their whole plan was to find a boat and go out on the lake.
They were
But
going
they had been
wait,
drinking.
Okay.
Yes.
Just find
So-
a boat.
They are children, and
Yes.
March is cold. I can tell you because it was
Mhm.
freezing rain today.
Yeah.
I don't even know where to begin. That is so stupid. But then again, I'm like 16
And they're just gonna find a boat. Just find.
Well, they're going to a marina and they know there are boats there. I think they've
Well, no, I
I
understand
get the idea that they've
I
scoped
just
it
mean
out.
like
Mhm.
it's like not like a boat that their family owns or something. I'm just gonna go
Teens-
find a boat.
Teens don't think these things
Yeah.
through. They think, hey, wouldn't it be
It's
cool
just
if
making
we
this so
and
much
then
worse.
Right. But it
Yeah.
is March in Canada. The lake is not
No,
I don't
it's
know.
not
barely
frozen,
just
but-
defrosted. Like
Yeah.
it
Right. Now,
defrosted
maybe
last
they
week.
thought because I don't know about in Toronto, but I know all the boats that are out here at the little marina near me,
They get
they're
pulled in.
always away. Yeah, they're not out
Mhm.
even right now. It's
Mhm.
March. So I'm not sure. Maybe they knew about some boats that would be out. I don't know.
As someone
but-
that worked at a yacht club recently,
Mhm.
normally launch is like April.
Mm.
So
yeah.
but like it's completely up to the person if they want to put their boat in early. I mean, at that point it will never get frozen solid again in March, but like it's not a common time to go sailing. So there could be boats, of course, because I mean it costs
Mhm.
money to haul it out, so they may just leave it in, but anyway,
Yeah.
this is
exactly.
stupid, but it's on brand for a teenage boy.
For
to drink.
teenagers. Exactly. I thought this was maybe like a St. Patty's Day thing at first, but it sounds like it was like the evening of March 16th into the 17th. So it was probably just the
Oh.
start of spring break, I'm guessing.
Okay.
So Jay Boyle, he's their 18-year-old. He was an exceptional baseball player, but also a new dad. He and his girlfriend had a little baby girl together.
What?
He did have a, I know, young,
Jesus.
right? So, but he still had kids. So he's still going out with his buddies, I guess. But,
Yeah, because you're a
um,
child who had a child.
Right. But he sounds like he was being responsible with, the fact that he created a baby with someone. He had a small record, but for those who knew him best, he was very well loved, like a nice guy, just got into some trouble. Sounds like someone that, like, in general, they were just kind of more like rambunctious
Yeah.
group of teenage boys, like kind of what you would expect really from a group of teenage boys.
I think everyone in high school knew like the group where they were the ones that smoked and
teenagers in
got into
general.
trouble and like
Yeah.
they drank beer and I mean now
Yeah.
it's like whatever, but when you're like 16, 15, that's like intimidating. So I
Mhm.
can and he's having a kid, like that's
Yeah, he's already
Which one is the father? Sorry.
Jay, he's
Jay
the top
Boyle.
right.
Yeah.
So
That's like the one I would have picked
So,
out if you would have said
yeah, I
which one
know.
of these has a dad.
yeah,
Is it dad?
He looks like slightly.
It's the facial
older.
expression. He's
Yeah, I
like,
think
with
so.
the chin up, he's like trying to make I'm like badass.
Right. Like a couple of them look really, really young.
Yeah,
And
like
really
Danny Higgins.
nerdy.
Danny Higgins goes to church every Sunday.
Like this group does not look like they were not the 6 that I would pick out to be
No.
friends, like that I would have imagined are all friends
Michael
together.
Cummins
and
plays chess.
Robbie.
Robbie's
like,
in band.
No, Robbie's in Star
Mhm.
Trek camp. Look at that turtleneck.
Star
Okay.
Trek camp.
Yeah.
Chad is in New Kids on the Block.
Yes, he is.
And
Jamie plays guitar.
Jamie's in a band. Yeah,
Yeah.
Jamie's in a
Yeah.
band for sure.
I could see that. Rob's kind of like a Wesley
Jay
Crusher
thinks that he
vibes.
can rap.
This is
Yeah. Yeah. Oh, yeah. That's the look.
Jamie looks like he's like in a band. Or no, he's a
Yeah, he's the one that's
Yeah,
definitely in a band
yeah.
playing guitar. Yeah, or drums.
Or bass.
Ah,
Oh,
no,
you
no,
know
I don't
what?
picture him as bass. No.
Drums. It's the
Drums,
hair.
yeah.
Long hair.
Okay,
Well,
sorry.
the rest of the boys, they did enjoy a good party. They liked music, going out. They were just looking forward to life.
Mhm.
So typical kind of teenage boys. They let people know their plan when they left the party that night, that they were going to go do a joyride at a boat in Lake Ontario. So this wasn't like complete mystery about where they were going. But this would be the last time they're ever seen.
All of them?
Um,
There's 6 of them.
I know.
Oh my God.
So a video surveillance camera was at the marina. This is the East Shore Marina at Frenchman's Bay. You can go to my next photo to see where the location is now that we've
Aha,
discussed
yes.
earlier. So it is north of Scarborough.
Yes,
But
okay.
but Pickering is near the water. Okay. So
Yes, it
it's
is
all
right
making
on the
sense.
water there. So there was a video surveillance camera there that captured Michael, Jamie, and Robbie at 1:48 a.m. on March 17th. But just the 3 boys. The other 3 boys were not shown on
Maybe
the video
they were
surveillance.
going to get another boat for a boat race.
Well, that is one theory. So
Really? Oh.
they think that they could either have been out of sight from the camera, like it's possible,
Okay.
or they could have been at like the neighboring marina trying to see if they could get a boat there. So it could have been like, let's, go in groups of 3 and see like if whoever gets a better boat. I don't know. So it could have been something like that. So it doesn't mean they weren't there. We just don't have any video footage showing the other 3 boys there at that
Okay.
time.
The fact that in 95 there was a video is like remarkable.
Right. Now, don't imagine it's very good because you don't know.
Oh, no. But
Yeah.
I mean, the fact that they could even confirm that they did in fact arrive and they could tell which 3 it was, like I'm shocked.
So this night was very cold, as you can imagine. It's March. The plan was to take a Boston whaler boat out into the open water with some beer.
What's a
which,
Boston whaler?
You would
actually-
know
it's
it
actually-
as soon as you saw it.
Oh, okay.
I have a picture of it, but don't go there yet
Okay.
because I have a
Okay.
different picture first. I don't want you to see it.
Okay.
So
Okay,
you'll see in a sec.
I don't want to
It's
ruin
a
it, but it
small,
reminds
like,
me.
speedboat kind of.
Okay.
But does it not have like the little like hut in the front, like it's covered?
Some do. Some don't. They're from the Boston Whaler website. They range between 13 to 21 feet. They're not like a huge boat.
Okay. I
But
think I
not
know what. Yeah, I think
tiny.
I'm picturing.
Chantel, I
it.
guarantee you the one you're thinking of is
Okay.
the style.
Yeah. Just picture like a decent sized speedboat kind of thing.
Yeah.
They'd also wanted to get this water tricycle, which just looks like a floating.
Like they have
Tricycle.
them at
That
like
sounds
the
fun.
resorts. But like
Yeah.
no, in March,
In
no,
March,
it's not fun.
yeah, in March it doesn't. But if you're
In
drunk
Cuba?
enough, anything can be warm. Just
I
saying.
don't want my I don't want my clothes to get wet because I will fall in.
Yeah, that's fair.
Yeah. Definitely not March. No thanks. I don't think I'd even want to I don't want to go in the water at all with my clothes on. That's just not comfortable.
I wouldn't have
wanna
left the
be
party. I'd be like,
Yeah.
you guys are insane. I'm still
This basin is warm.
yeah.
Yeah.
Sorry, I mean you're gonna leave a basement party? Are you kidding me?
Yeah, so you can drink beer cold.
Those are
Like I guess the beer's cold. Maybe that part's not bad. But like
The
rest of
adrenaline
it,
was
no.
pumping. We don't know what it's like to be
Yeah.
a 17-year-old boy with adrenaline
Thank
and testosterone and
God.
beer mixed. Yeah.
So there were reports the next morning that the boat and that like tricycle thing had been stolen from the marina. So we have that as some evidence so far. People in the area also reported hearing sounds of an engine starting in the early hours of the morning, but I didn't hear exact times or like exactly what they heard. They just heard a motor.
Especially if you're like
And that
half
was it.
asleep and you just know it's late. You went to
Mhm.
bed.
Right. You're
and-
probably
yeah.
like, oh, someone's
Someone's
going on the
stealing
boat.
that
Like what's-
Boston Whaler again.
Sometimes I hear noises though,
Possibly.
and I think it's like the middle of the night, and I do look at the clock, and it's like 11 p.m., and I'm like, oh, this is
Mhm.
still.
It's because you watch true crime.
I know. I've done that
That's
before.
why.
Like something weird happens. I'm like, I'm gonna take a mental note of this.
just for when the cops come calling.
But I
I'll
just mean
know.
like middle of the night can feel like it's actually the
Yeah.
middle of the night, and it's actually only 11
Mhm.
p.m. or
that actually just happened recently. I woke
It's
up to
true.
pee and I goes, oh my God, I bet it's 3 a.m. and it was 11. I'm like,
yeah,
what?
yeah. I'm like, oh, I bet I
love
have no
that.
time left
I
to
got
sleep.
4 extra hours of sleep.
Yeah.
So much sleep left.
Then you're so excited you can't fall asleep anyways.
Yes, I was vibrating with excitement. No, I think I fell right back asleep
And then you
actually.
get so excited you can't fall back asleep. And 4 hours
God.
later, you finally do. You're like,
Oh, don't describe the times when I normally watch Urban Legends when I can't fall asleep, and then I'll watch
mhm.
Scream, and it's
Oh,
Oh,
and I'm like, I'm
that's your
finally ready
comfort
for bed.
movies to fall
yes,
asleep.
yes, of course. Of
Yes.
course.
Love it.
Are they not yours? Sorry, go
Oh,
ahead.
yeah, yes, of course, obviously. The girlfriends of Jay and Chad were the first to actually sound the alarm. Then, in the early hours of that morning, they called the police
Good
because they were
girls.
worried about them. And the boys were not responding. So, and like we said, Jay was a father of a baby girl, so he's normally like not like him to not check in at least.
Mm-hmm.
Or at least go home after the freaking fun's been had. Like, yeah.
Right. By later the next that morning on the 17th, later that day, all the families were starting to get worried because none of the boys showed up.
Yeah.
Officers originally ignored the plea from the girlfriends and the families. They just thought it was a bit of an over exaggeration. The boys would show up. The families were told to just wait to make a report, which
What the hell?
we know that's
That
I
is
know.
not
These are
And they're still
true.
kids.
Yeah.
I know
These are
they're
children.
kids.
And also they were okay, I mean, yes, they did illegal things, but they
Mhm.
were drinking in the middle of the night, went out on the water. It's very, very cold. They're missing, and you're gonna be like,
Mhm.
oh, they'll turn up. Like, what in the fuck? Do your
I
job.
know.
Mhm.
We're going to get to more of this too
Oh,
because
Jesus
it's a
Christ.
problem. A search was conducted by air and water with thousands of volunteers assisting the search, but the search didn't start until I get different reports here later on March 18th. So, like, pretty much a day and a half
That's
since
too
the
late.
disappearance. And some I saw say they didn't really start until the 19th or 20th.
Oh my
Like,
God.
can you imagine like someone's missing on the water? Like, time is of the essence, and you're waiting
Jesus.
to go find them.
I
So
know we don't have
despite these
tides, but like we have like
I
heavy
know.
like waves and stuff too that could
Yeah, the
I'm
lakes
sure
are
is
like they're
pulling
like
stuff
a
up.
mini ocean. Like,
Yeah.
As
it's
our
crazy.
listeners know, our
Yes,
lakes
from
don't
all
play.
our
Yeah.
I know. From all our lake episodes, you know. So despite these extensive search efforts, nothing was found. Not any items from the missing boys, no boat, no
Wow.
bodies, absolutely
How
nothing.
freaking far did they go? Like, oh, what? Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Except there was a 5-gallon gasoline canister that could have been from the missing Boston whaler boat. But from what I found, it seems like some marina staff, like they brought the canister and they like someone identified it as the Boston whaler canister,
How,
but the
how
boat's
would you
missing. So
know
how
that?
would you know? It might just be
How
like
well do you know
maybe
your
the
oil
size that
canister?
they normally
Wait,
use for that size
is
of
it like
boat.
that thing
But
when you have like a life preserve on your boat? It has the name of the boat on it. Like maybe the gas can was like
that's why I was
labeled.
wondering, but that it definitely is not labeled. It's just a
Oh,
gas can, and it sounds
which
like someone just assumed, but it was found quite like far. Um, it was like as far as somewhere like in New York, but they
but
thought for some
Oh.
reason it was
but we
from
know that with
this.
tides, like it still could be, but I
It
wouldn't be like,
could
oh,
be.
this is it. If it's not labeled, it could be from literally anything at any point.
Yeah. So they're saying it, yeah, it wouldn't like the likelihood seems small, but it's
Mm.
also if it is it, then it just goes to show how far
They
items could have
went.
spread.
Mm.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Sorry. Yeah. Good
So,
point.
Okay.
and this was about 11 days later that they found it. So like it's possible, but
Okay, with the
Oh.
time.
so there's no like from what I saw, there's no definitive proof that this was from that missing boat. So it's hard to say.
Even if it was or
Um,
wasn't, it doesn't actually help with anything.
Exactly. So a lot of people say the likely scenario is that the boys took the boat out without life jackets, boat capsized, and with the frigid temperatures, they would have
Yeah.
had hypothermia and drowned.
But how would the boat
So,
capsize? Like,
well,
well, the waves
and
get bad in the on Lake Ontario.
they can,
I guess,
yeah.
especially this time of year. Girl, you know what it's like down in Port Credit, where like you can't even go on the walkway in the wintertime because
Yes.
the waves are splashing up so high.
It actually makes me want to go on my balcony with a hot cup of coffee and just like look at the
Mm.
storm. But in
With
this
a
context,
safe
with,
it's
like, a
distance,
sweater on.
not
yes,
on
and
the
I
lake.
just yes, my shoulders are up.
Yeah.
But did they say anything about the weather around this time? Like obviously we know it was cold, likely the water was cold, but like
Yeah,
waves,
the only thing
wind.
I heard was that it was a little choppy. So
A
I
little
didn't
choppy
hear,
can be
I
bad
didn't see
there.
anything. Right, it could
And if
be
they don't know what
bad.
they're doing, if they're
Yeah.
going the wrong way in the waves, like how you have to go into the
Now
wave.
I don't know that what level of inebriation they were at, but like if it was super bad, would they like have continued this
Well,
plan?
if
I
they
don't
were
know.
that drunk, I
Mm,
can't see them like safely jumping a fence and doing all this stuff.
Yes, you're
So
probably drunk enough where you're
right.
making bad decisions, but not so drunk that you like
you
can't
can't
make
function.
movements. Yeah.
Hmm.
You might
Right. And
be
you would have to get like out to the lake far enough, but it just seems like it's possible, but the problem with all of this is there's just zero evidence to prove that that happened. The
Well,
only thing you have is
they definitely
there
left
is a
with
missing
the boat.
boat.
Yeah.
And we can't find them, but there's
okay.
no like camera footage or there's nothing that like definitively says they even went out on the boat.
Are there
They just have
theories to
Well, there are some. It just seems like this is like the likely scenario, but the problem a lot of people have with it is they just don't have
yeah.
a lot. Like there's just not a lot of physical evidence. It's just circumstantial evidence around it. You know what I mean?
Yes, but the circumstantial evidence just seems very I don't know, it's like Occam's razor. It's
Okay,
the most
so
simplest.
what
Yeah.
happened is that they get to that boat that's missing and they stumble upon somebody murdering somebody else in the boat. And then the murderer's like, shit, now I got to murder everybody. And then get rid
That
of all
is
the
close
evidence.
to one of the theories.
Huh?
Well, yes.
Okay.
Um,
Please continue because I'm spiraling here.
Okay.
And Chantel is
So
not helping.
Listen, I got so many theories up here right now. Continue.
That's what concerns me. It
I know,
scares
right?
me.
Well, I'm glad. Maybe you'll actually solve this case, Chantal.
Here we
so.
go. I'm gonna end up a rabbit
Um,
hole after this.
So another piece that didn't come up in the initial investigation, which a lot of people highly criticized the police over because they just, apart from not acting fast enough, they didn't seem to like really take in good evidence. The surveillance video had about 16 hours of footage in total. And the only part they ever showed the family was the part with the 3 boys in it.
Mm-hmm.
So
Mhm.
the question was like, well, what else is on the video? Like, did we watch more of it to determine like, did something else happen before or after? So, private investigator who came onto the case later, his name is Bruce Ricketts. He actually did this pro bono work to work on the case because it had gone cold with the police department. And he looked through every minute of this footage because he just, I don't know, it sounded like he just really cared about giving the
Getting some
families an
answers.
answer.
Yeah.
So just doing this in his own time. After reviewing the footage, he noticed something that the police did not. There were 3 more people to appear on the surveillance footage between 2:09 and 2:10 a.m. So if you remember,
Okay.
it was originally 1:48 a.m., I believe.
So it's
that
30
they
minutes
saw.
later, the cops just didn't watch the next 30 minutes.
Or that, or they were just like not doing their job super well. One of
Well,
the
that
two.
never
So,
happens.
yeah.
So
So he sees 1 boy and 2 girls, and at one point it looks like the boy is pointing first to something and having the girls look. So you can go to my next photo. This
Gross.
is I don't know how you can tell if this is boys or girls in this surveillance footage.
What the
Maybe he
fuck?
had a better view.
I hardly can tell that they're people.
Yeah,
I know.
that. What? How can you
I could
say
see someone
that's
kind of lifting their arm up, so I can see why he thought maybe
yeah,
someone like
somebody's
pointing
pointing.
to something.
Or he's like, well, I mean, he's definitely pointing. He's
Right.
pointing at
I
something.
can't even really tell like what's in this photo.
Like, they're definitely
Like,
people.
And why maybe they're saying girls because of the height in relation to the other person?
Yeah.
They're
Maybe.
yeah, but they're not.
But they're not
that-
crazy. That could just be shorter boys too.
It could be. But they
And
don't seem to
also-
think that it's the other boys, the 3
And
other boys.
if you're only going to be listening to this, it's very classic security photos or images
From the
but
90s.
It's very much like Monet impressionism. Like it's not
Yeah.
nothing's crisp about this whatsoever.
No, not at all.
No.
You
Now,
get
maybe
the
his copy was
impression
a
of
little
people.
better than this image of it.
Maybe,
I'd hope.
maybe.
But I don't know how he would determine.
Unless there's suddenly
This
a
stuff.
video of them walking straight towards the camera and you can see their face clearly.
And then
no,
they
I don't
stop
know how
and
they
it's well lit and they pose.
they pose
Right.
and they go, look at this camera right up here. And they
Yeah.
said their names and
You know what? This actually looks like really bad AI, like when AI first started, like where you can kind of see like
Mhm.
what it was trying to go for. Like the big mass on like the top right, is that a
Mhm.
car? A
I-
boat with
yeah,
Yeah.
it almost looks like a car from the 50s though, like a
To
truck
me, it
from
looks
the
like almost like a
50s.
cannon off to the side. Which I know
Like
it's not.
okay,
Oh my god, yeah.
oh yes, or a tank even, like a tank with a gun on the top. So as you can tell, it's open to interpretation.
Right. Like, what if it was, I mean, what if
I
it was
also
the other
see
3?
an
And they're
alien
like,
abduction.
there they are.
Yes.
I don't know.
So
That looks like Elvis and Jimmy Hoffa to Amelia Earhart to me.
Mhm. Exactly. That's exactly who this all is.
My work was making this ongoing joke, because there's something like smelly that seemed to be coming from the wall, and everyone's
Wasn't
like,
me.
"It's Jimmy Hoffa's body. Like, we found it." I
Oh
was
my
like,
God.
"Oh my god."
I mean, he's definitely
So
in the ground. He's not on a wall.
I
Anyway,
don't think he's in the wall of my office. That's for
no,
sure.
definitely not.
Although our women's bathroom is haunted, we've all agreed.
Ooh.
Warned a
Have you
couple
used
months
your
ago.
ghost box app in there?
I haven't. Oh my god,
Lindsay.
Lindsay.
I'm just honestly, it's been like, basically what happens is, like, I've had a strong sense that there's someone in there, and I feel like I can hear something, but the building does get creaky. So it's probably the
Okay.
building, but like it
Okay,
really
trust your
like
gut. That is you trying to self-soothe. Be like, it's just the building. You know it's a ghost.
no, like it really, like, sometimes you're in there and it seems like someone's in another stall, and then
Oh.
no one, like,
What
you get
what's
out
the
to the
feeling like? What is it like? Is it like oppression? Is it just the sense of a person? Like it's not bad or good. It's just
it's I wouldn't say it's good, but it's not
oh
bad. It just feels like there's someone there.
yeah. Who is
So I didn't
not
really,
there?
and then it just, I guess, more bad because then it's kind of like freaks you out for a second.
I want to find out more
But
about my house because I just found out from the landlord that our house is like over 100 years old, which I didn't
oh
know,
yeah,
which makes
Okay.
sense.
At the end of this,
right.
before we hit end of the recording, as a
Yeah,
little bonus, if you get to the end, we'll all use
Mhm.
our ghost app and we'll see what happens.
yeah.
Lindsay's is probably the safest because
Well,
you know I have a bad ghost.
to be fair, I've never felt anything here, but I
That's
guess
good.
sometimes you feel like something's behind you, but I'm like, that's just a general sense of
Yeah.
it. But yeah, it's
Okay.
Your
like
walls
everyone
kind
feels
of
that
freaked
at
me
least once in a
out
while.
a little bit
The
because they're
this
so textured in
oh,
the
I hate those
hallways.
walls. Ugh.
Yeah, they
I
bleed all the
know.
time. It's so weird.
Yeah,
They're the
I can
color
see
of
them doing
skin.
that. Like,
Um,
how many bodies are they to texture the walls to
Guys,
hide
your
them?
floors
I don't know.
ooze, right? like black
everyone
char.
feels a hand on their shoulder all the time, right?
Yeah.
Do your walls turn to liquid? I'm just asking, just in case.
Good thing you can wash all that blood off in your high pressure shower. That is
It is the best
literally,
shower
it's like a pressure washer.
ever.
Remember
Like I
when-
can
remember
feel
when
the dead skin just
I
coming
got my
off.
hair wet before we recorded in person by accident because it was hooked up to.
Oh
Anyway,
yes,
that
yeah.
was fun.
Yeah.
Almost made me bald. Um,
I
hold
got
on.
all that airplane filth off in 2 seconds. It was like
Guys, I might hold on.
it's like a
My
hurricane
cat,
inside her
my cat
shower.
is eating the box that Alexandra sent us because I got my cup out and she's just like
Okay.
chewing on the
Okay.
corners. Oh
I
no,
can't
that's
hear
her
anything to be
gift.
fair.
oh she's going ham on the cardboard.
I
just
can't hear a thing.
Mhm.
Oh yeah.
I'm just
Yeah.
afraid that she'll like tip it over and like
Okay.
we have precious cargo.
Oh,
So just
fair.
give me like
Mhm.
20 seconds.
Okay.
Okay, so let's get back to the story.
Super sad. Mm.
Okay, so what these three people in the video mean to me, and well, to the investigator, he's like, there are witnesses. There's someone out there that saw something. Now, unless like maybe there was the three other boys,
I would
but
assume it's the
he's
other
pretty
three.
Yeah.
sure that it was two girls and a boy. But
I want
From-
to know
from
his
the
I'm
reasoning,
looking at
but okay.
I know I'm looking at the video photo, and I don't know how you would tell for sure.
Yeah.
Especially what's like, teenage boys. If it's height wise, teenage boys are short and all of a sudden they're tall. Like,
Yeah.
they.
I am gonna just trust the investigator that he knew what he was doing.
Yes.
But maybe I shouldn't
So
do that.
exactly. If it isn't the boys, which he seems to think it's not the other three boys, that means there are people who know something and basically made a request for those people to come forward, but no one has.
Okay.
Because it's the other three boys. But anyway.
Yeah, it very well could. Like, I mean, it would make sense for like three to not have showed up right away, or like they're looking somewhere else and they show up like 20 minutes later, and one's pointing. Like,
And I'm
but
sorry,
at the
which
same
way is this
time-
facing again? Where is this facing? This camera?
I don't
hard
know.
to tell.
Okay.
It's hard to tell. It's just so one of the other actually was another camera on site, but conveniently didn't have footage for that time period. So
What?
Like, wait,
That's
it
getting
had footage
weird.
in general,
Like it
and
didn't
just
work,
not for this.
or potentially it was
Someone
covered
got-
up.
Did
So
they
this is why some of this
Okay. Did they
debate
ask
comes
like
in.
was this not working for a while? Did anybody know whether or not that was not working? Like
All
recording,
I
I
know
guess.
it was that there was another potential camera they looked at, but it was just not working at this time. And there's
And then questions stopped. Okay.
yes.
Okay, maybe I
Well,
don't trust this
as we can
investigator.
see, the investigation was not great at the time. So now you're trying to go back years and years later, and is some, shitty surveillance camera working from this marina?
Mm-hmm.
People don't always have the answers, probably. So anyway, it seemed kind of fishy that the other camera would be down at the exact time they need it. So I'm not sure what happened there. So, like I said, Bruce, the investigator, he just started to wonder, were police dismissing this case because of the minors? Now, some of other theories was that these boys already had a bad relationship with the cops, so maybe they just didn't. They let their own bias cut in, and they just didn't care about them potentially.
I feel like we're
Um,
in a town in an area that's a little bit too big for that. I could see this from like a very small town feel where it's like, oh, these are the same guys that are always
Well,
getting into trouble, so I'm not going to look into
I don't
them.
know. Pickering is smaller, right? Than
Yeah, and it
Yeah.
also could just be like, oh, these are a couple of no good kids, yada yada.
True, because
Like,
I
I'm
guess
not
you would
gonna
still be able
worry.
to look up their past history through a file as well.
Which like shouldn't matter.
No, I'm not on the side of that.
right. They still have to do
I
their
know.
job, and
Yet they
Yes.
seem to have not at all.
it just could have affected how they initially reacted. They could be like, "Oh yeah, those kids are always up to something."
I think it totally did.
And
I
probably
mean, because
why they pushed it off and
yeah, and
Mhm.
why? I mean, obviously, this sounds like you tried to figure out the timeline and you couldn't figure out if it was the next day or the day after. But
Right.
either way, it seems like when they were first reported missing, and they said they were going to go down to the marina, they said they were going to steal a boat. The cops were like, "Oh my god, whatever. Like, let us know if they're
You think
not
you'd at
back
least
by
want to
tomorrow."
investigate the stolen boat situation,
right.
Right? I
Cops.
mean, anyway, a lot of things were done wrong at the beginning.
right? And good on the
Unless it's
girlfriends
like a
for trying to
known
get
drug
the.
dealer's boat that's missing.
Oh my gosh, Chantal, just wait,
Oh,
just wait.
I'm telling you.
Chantel, did you?
I
do
don't know
this?
anything about this. I'm high and I'm good at theories.
I know.
Okay, well, we're getting into our theories right
I
now.
know that
even
you
though
were young,
Chantal
but, like,
spoiled
were you
basically all
involved?
of them with her smart
Chantel
wit.
was involved.
I
You
was.
were like a child mastermind.
Chantal, what were you doing in 1995?
It was a suppressed memory that's coming out right now.
She put down her crayons and coloring book. She hitchhiked to Pickering and she orchestrated
What
this
we
whole
were
thing.
in?
Yeah.
We were like what grade 2 or 3?
2 or 3.
You're
Yeah.
coloring. You're coloring.
Yeah.
I don't know.
And you're hatching
I'm
baby
probably-
chicks.
Yeah. Maybe
We're
painting
doing
a little
basic
bit.
math at least by this point.
Yeah, but I
so-
still
You were-
color in my
Right.
free time.
In her free time.
I still color as an adult.
Yeah,
Which
I
is
still
not
color
murdering.
now in my free time.
After a long day of work in grade 2, I would still color.
Right. I love it. You were just such a big achiever.
Yeah.
So
Just trying to do it all.
Some theories for you. There's actually other theories too. I'm just going to cover
Well,
3
she's
of the
already
main
named
ones
all of them.
because
Like, she's already.
a lot of the theories that go off on a tangent of like that's just
I'm ready.
random and has
Let's go.
Okay, I'm ready.
no basis in fact. Okay, so theory 1, we already know the boat capsized in open freezing waters is what a lot of people think is a likely scenario.
That's what happened.
Boston whaler, not a big boat, but 6 on board. Some rough waters, could have taken on water. The boat was about 14 feet long. You go to my next photo. That is the photo of a Boston whaler. Yes,
Oh, that's even
Megan,
smaller.
some of them do
Okay.
have the tops, but
Yeah, but that's
Okay.
even
since it
smaller
was a
than-
smaller one, Boston Whaler website gave me 2 options: the smaller one or the bigger one. So here's a picture of the smaller one.
See
you
how
can
they're
buy
wearing
these
life
boats if you
jackets,
like.
by the
Right.
way?
Right, which I don't think drunk boys would have had the foresight
God,
to
no.
do if they could even find them. They probably
I'm
locked
sure
up.
it's like,
on the
oh, you're
marina.
lame. You want to be safe? Ugh.
Yes.
Yeah,
The answer is always
Dorks.
yes. For any
Funnel
young
this
people
beer.
that definitely aren't listening to this,
Yeah.
the answer is yes.
Wear a helmet.
Right. So, and we know from Chantal's episode that bodies can react differently in cold water. They can, as cold lake water, they could sink. It could be the answers at the bottom of the lake and it just never surfaced. So that's one, which I think is pretty believable.
Mhm.
we'll move on. Okay, theory 2. The boys, maybe they took the wrong boat. Maybe it belonged to some people. Like, what other boats are going to be in the water right now? Maybe a drug boat, maybe.
Mm-hmm.
So actually, I believe the private investigator Bruce put this theory out there that it could have been a targeting thing for theft, and drugs could have been involved. Which seems like kind of like a bizarre theory, but with the lack of evidence, it's either kind of like, okay, either they went on the boat and it capsized, or something happened to them and it was covered up. Like,
Well,
Mhm.
it kind of seems like logically it could have been one of those two.
think about it. A drug boat off the coast of Ontario is not a bad idea because you can get to the States to
Very
very
easily.
easily
That
in
gas
a
can
boat.
made it.
Wait, so Lindsay, you're saying that maybe they were like intercepted.
Either it was like by accident or something, or maybe, I don't know, maybe they knew about it, but maybe they stole the wrong boat, or they were
Hmm.
going to steal the wrong boat and something
Okay.
happened.
So I saw it as if they were on this boat having the time of their life, and then someone doing like illegal
That
activity came
maybe,
across
yeah,
them. That's what I was
something to
thinking.
do with drugs. They, wrong boat, maybe drugs involved. They were,
Wrong place, wrong
basically,
time kind of thing.
Mhm.
yeah, and they were dealt with in a way that was covered up, like
Accordingly.
more
Like that's
professionally.
also not a good theory.
It's I don't like this at all,
I
but
don't like that either.
just with the lack of, the only thing with the boat capsizing is that it just was strange that absolutely zero evidence from 6 people in the boat
Mm.
didn't show up, and the gas can is a little bit of a stretch.
So it seems more like
So
it was made to disappear versus it disappeared.
it could have been. It's just
I
like,
still just feel like the easiest solution is that it was just an accident. Like
Well,
I
Wait, how many sunk ships are missing in Lake Michigan?
all of them.
So it's not crazy that a boat would go missing in Lake Ontario. Lake Ontario is pretty fucking big.
yeah, but how far would the boys have even gotten? Like, I don't know.
Well, I mean, they something could have happened where part of the maybe the boat gets damaged, some kids fall off, some kids jump off to save others, boat goes on,
Mm-hmm.
like in my Kaz 2
Mm.
thing where the boat floats on, and then
Right.
who knows, and then maybe the boat sinks and it's just that easy.
Now it is still a little strange, like, that the other 3 boys, unless our footage is wrong, never showed up at any point, but they
Mm.
all went missing.
Could they have stolen another
Um,
boat, or was there only ever
it
one
could have,
boat
but what's the
missing?
likelihood that they both capsized separately and
They could
then
have crashed,
nothing ever
like they
came
could have
out?
crashed into each other.
But could they have been
And there's,
going to the same place just in a
Mhm.
different way?
but then where are they still?
Yeah.
No, but I mean, like, they still could have met at the boat, but just like got there
Oh,
down a
yeah.
different road.
I think that
It's
wherever these guys
possible.
are, they're together, and the same thing happened to all of
Yeah,
them.
it's
Yeah.
very
It seems
unlikely that
very unlikely that they would separately have
Very unlikely.
gone
disappeared
missing.
without a trace.
Yeah.
Yeah, it could have been maybe like maybe
Aliens.
three of them. Three of them jumped a fence. The other 3 couldn't jump the fence or didn't feel safe, so they went around a different way. They're trying to meet up later. I think they're all together. I
Yeah.
think no matter where they are, no matter what happened, I think it all happened at the same time.
Yeah. Now, maybe there was something to do where they were deliberately targeted and maybe just sunk intentionally and their bodies were
I can see that happening.
disposed
But
of. So some
but
kind of
coupled with
altercation.
coupled with like
Um,
a drug thing, some kind of illegal thing, and then they come across
mhm.
these freaking 6 kids. Like if you're a bad guy,
You don't give
you
a
don't
shit.
give a shit.
Yeah.
No.
Right. So, yeah, it could have been something like that where it was just an intentional cover up, but we don't know.
That's
And
crazy.
if those other 3 people aren't the other 3 boys,
They
like,
are. Come on.
they, why didn't they say anything? Or,
Mm.
why would they have showed up there?
Yeah.
Why would 3 other kids have showed up at the dock?
At the same
No,
time, yeah.
that's such a. I mean, I think people are just desperate. They're hoping that they're alive
Mhm.
somewhere, right?
Yeah. I think, and some people put it forth like theories that, oh, maybe they were trying to like all like flee or like leave, but there was no evidence like of them taking off for an extended period of time.
Well, I was gonna say
Jay
maybe
loved
they're
his
actually just
baby.
living in the woods on Lake in what is it called?
You don't even
Toronto
know where you are
Island.
right now.
they're living in the,
The
woods
island
on Toronto
boys.
Island. Nobody
Yeah,
knows
just
that
like
they're
they live
there.
their best mid-40s lives.
Exactly.
Um,
I mean, I wish
Yeah.
that was true, but
yeah, they just didn't really like have any evidence to show that they were ever thinking of like leaving long term.
Yeah, and disappearing on their terms type thing.
Uh-huh.
So yeah, there's other little theories that have come up, but they just don't have any base and like evidence or anything like that because at the end of the day, there just is such little evidence. And the bottom line is that the 6 boys vanished that night, and there's just has never been enough evidence to definitively prove what happened to them. So
God damn.
there was one glimmer of hope. In
Mhm.
1998, 2 bodies actually washed ashore in the Niagara River.
My
Um,
God.
and this wasn't like normally like necessarily the route that the water from Pickering would have taken, but it was possible. So,
Okay.
and one of the things that stood out was that one of the bodies was wearing red jeans. You go to my next photo. This was a favorite clothing item of Jay. He loved his red jeans.
Oh.
Weird.
So his family, after this discovery, felt optimistic that maybe his body had been found after all this time and give them some closure.
Mm-hmm.
So they did forensic testing, like DNA testing, which took 5 years.
Oh my God.
But
Imagine
on
like
CSI,
family.
it
It's like-
takes 15
right.
minutes.
I know.
They have it by the end of the episode.
5
Right.
years?
Yeah.
Jesus.
Now, after waiting all this time, they found out that the DNA was not a match to Jay. Yeah. So the family was back at,
Based on these
back to
photos,
0.
I could 100% see these being the same
Oh,
pants.
yeah. How they would have been like, yeah. Especially because who wears red jeans? Like maybe that was a thing in the 90s. I don't
maybe.
remember. But
In
I just.
95, I know that, when was it, 2013, I had a lot of colored pants, but like that was many years later.
Yeah.
I guess trends
Yeah.
go through cycles.
I don't
but
know what the trend was at this time, but today I don't think I've seen someone wear red jeans in a long
colorful
time.
pants are
but
out now. They'll be back.
Well, colorful pants are okay. I just read like jeans. Usually there's jean color.
People don't even wear like jeans to me now are like fancy. If I'm wearing jeans, I'm
Yeah.
going out.
Yeah,
Otherwise, it's leggings.
I know. I love my leggings.
Me too.
I need stretchy pants.
Me too.
So since then, the case has gone cold. It is one of Canada's biggest unsolved disappearances, and the boys are known as the Lost Boys of Pickering.
Oh my god.
And Bruce actually wrote a book about them, but I don't know where it is to buy. It's so sadly he actually passed in 2024. So
Oh.
there's no one like working on it the way he did
Shit.
that I know of. So if you can find his book, great. I didn't get to read it, obviously. I'm not sure where you buy it, but he did write a book about this.
Well, maybe I can find the info and we'll post it.
Yeah.
If you're
And you can put
interested
it in
further
Megan's
reading.
book club.
Which
Yeah.
is like it's
It's
closer than ever.
I know.
It's
getting
closer.
there. Not even a joke anymore. It like actually is closer
Things
than
are
ever.
being compiled.
Yeah.
I mean, God, please just don't hate me. It's coming. I don't know when. I'm not going to make promises anymore. But things are being compiled. And I will find Bruce's book. I'm going to email myself
Perfect.
right now.
So with Bruce gone, it's really just, internet sleuths that are kind of working on the case
I'm on
right
it.
now. It doesn't seem to be active. Yeah,
Chantal,
Chantel's
could you?
solving it as we speak. Historical theories as to what could have happened. Anniversaries typically do give the case some, reignite the case a
Yeah.
bit. Like last year was the 30th anniversary. And the families just hope that one day the boys will be found or they'll have some sort of answers as to what happened to their sons. So this case overall just really highlights, I think, the importance of not waiting when someone goes missing.
Yes.
Like
First
time is of the
48.
essence, especially near water because water is moving. Like you're just, you're not doing yourself any favors to wait at all. So always, push for any sort of search right
Action.
away,
Yeah.
action, water or not. Like just don't wait. You have to. This is for police too. Like I think some of those laws probably have changed a little bit, especially when it comes to kids. Like
I
they should have
was-
been on it.
attitudes more than laws
Yeah.
even.
I was trying to, but
Yeah.
sometimes it still is now. I was trying to explain this because Vadim was asking about that. He's like, why should they go looking? Not that he's against it. He's just like, why should they go
Mhm.
looking in the first 48 hours? And I was like, imagine if you didn't hear from me all day And
Mhm.
then you like we talk. We will text probably about three to four times during the workday. I said, you don't hear
Right.
from me all day. You don't hear from me
Mhm.
that night. I'm not home. It's 10 p.m. Like something that's so
Yeah.
out of the ordinary. I was like, why shouldn't they
He
start
doesn't
looking
think
for me
it's
right
normal
away?
to check for you before 48 hours, and we have to
Well,
talk
it's
to him
it's
about
once I
that
kind of like
'cause
broke it down that way.
he
He
needs
was
to call us
like,
if you're missing for 5 minutes.
I
Like,
mean,
he would.
he
That's the
wasn't putting
thing.
himself in that position. He was just
To
thinking
to
like in
understand,
general.
like, oh yeah, if it
The
is really
trail.
out
The trail will
of
go cold. Like
well,
how
and
do
also
you
just like if
yeah.
it's something that's out of the ordinary, if it's somebody who's like, yeah, they go away for like 2 days at a time and don't talk to me all the time, and this is always happening, you might not be
Mhm.
as like concerned from like a
but it's
cop point
based
of
on the
view.
Mhm.
But if
behavior.
you're saying you
Yeah.
talk to me every few hours in a day and you're not hearing from me, and then I don't come home for dinner, like, yeah, clearly that's
Yeah, that's
enough. That's
not
enough for the
something's
cops to say
wrong.
something is wrong.
Yeah. Right. That's why, like, so many serial killers targeted prostitutes because they just lived a more like lifestyle where they might not be home every night or like they
Yeah.
might be not
And it's
in
also not
touch with
really
their
a
family as
schedule.
much.
Yeah.
Right. So just really that's very predatory of so anyway, you know the people in your life and
Yeah. If
always
there's cause for
work on
concern, there's
it.
cause for concern.
Right.
You can always
Exactly.
call and have a wellness check done and say, maybe they're mad at me. I don't know, but can someone please go have a look? I just want to know that they're
Yeah.
home and that they're
hmm
okay.
Yeah.
Exactly. And obviously, not police job obviously to make sure they go in this thoroughly approaching it as is just boys being reckless wasn't the right call.
But that's
hmm
exactly why they
But
should have gone because they could have been hurt or
exactly.
injured. And they're just like,
Very
well, they
They could have
deserved
reckless.
it.
saved them
Like,
maybe if they gone out right away. Who
or at
knows? Or at
least
least know what
found
happened.
remains or whatever the case is. But the longer
hmm
you wait, it just gives more time for things to sink, get
Yeah.
destroyed, go hidden. I don't know.
So
So
do
that
we
being
completely
said,
rule out aliens? Just want to know.
that was actually I did not hear an alien theory, but why not? Yeah, it could have
Shocking.
been alien abduction.
Yeah, I know.
It is
All
the
six
lake.
going at the same time. Yeah. Alien
The
It is the
abduction.
lake.
craziest thing I think would be some kind of like drug something
Hmm.
intervention. That's the only, I think otherwise it was likely
Yeah.
an accident,
And
which
Bruce
is
did
hmm
put
just,
that, the drug theory up, like somehow drugs were involved, which very well could have been the
which would make more
case.
sense if they said, oh, that marina was known to have drugs in and out. If there were like a lot of
Hmm.
cases involving it, but if there was nothing,
Yeah.
it could just be like, again, like just a, luck of the draw that they happened to
hmm
run into. I just think it was probably just an accident, just that
hmm
simple, which like sucks because then it's like
Yeah.
nothing happens. You can't find them. You assume it's an accident, but you'll never know for
Right.
sure. And now it's
And
30
it
years
is
later
possible, like, remember the Market and Bessemer, like that ship was never found and they
hmm
extensively looked for
because there
it.
was no back to the ship and the water could just go right in.
Yes, that was a good PSA for making sure your
I
ship
cannot
has
wait till you can
full
wear that
coverage.
t-shirt.
Yes.
Yes, I
Build
know.
your boat with sides on all the sides.
But if anyone listening does know something, you can reach out to the Durham Police at 905-579-1520 or anonymously contact them, Durham Regional Crime Stoppers, by calling 1-800-222-TIPS. That's 8477. Or you can visit durhamregionalcrimestoppers.ca. And I also found a site called Unsolved Case Files Canada, and they had a tip line,
Oh.
lostboys.tipline at
Oh.
gmail.com. And I
Wow.
think given in this case that I don't think it's actively being worked on by police, maybe going to these, independent investigators is
Yeah.
Yeah.
more the way to go. So just put it out there.
Who
Who
knows?
knows?
Maybe someone listening
Who
is like,
Yeah.
wow,
knows?
weirdest thing.
Yeah.
I was not 15 and I was at the docks that day and I saw that. I don't know. You never
Who
know.
knows? It really
hmm
hurt. Maybe someone said something later.
hmm
Yeah.
You just don't know.
Well, I feel bad now,
It's
Lindsay.
a cheery Friday.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm gonna do my ghost app really quick to see if there's
Okay.
any ghosts here
Mm-hmm.
because that was
I know,
sad.
sad. Yeah. I just never heard of it,
Yeah, I know
and
that's I
I
mean,
can't
how
believe.
do I live where I live and I never heard of this, but
Yeah, that's why I better double check. I
yeah.
bet like you
Okay.
guys would have heard of it, but
Uh-huh.
Okay, I am recording myself right now. I have the ghost
okay.
app on full volume. Kind of hear the mic. Hold on.
I don't feel like your building's like the youngest out of all of us, isn't it?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but remember I had some pretty nasty ghosts in here last
Oh,
time.
yours is how old's your building, Megan?
I don't know
I
for
think
sure.
I
Like
think most of those, yeah.
70s?
No, I think your building's newer than that because like mine was the 70s.
It says I meant it.
And that's on fact.
Period.
Period. Okay.
Okay. Well, it meant it.
Okay.
Yeah, my old building was over 100. Oh, it was almost 100.
That's
And
insane.
I definitely felt like nothing bad, but I felt,
Energy.
yeah.
I haven't felt anything in here negative. I like my apartment.
I love your
There's
apartment.
there's been
I do
some weird
sleepwalk in
things.
it though, so there must be something going
But
on
that's a
there.
you thing. You like to sleepwalk
But it only happens at
wherever
your
you
it only happens at your place.
No.
and my dad's.
No, it happens
your dad's.
around Megan.
It happens around Megan. Oh my gosh, yes. Sorry.
Okay, well,
Okay.
we could wait all day for your ghost app.
Yeah.
So let's not
Well,
make people just
the
listen
video-
to dead air.
The video ran out, and it just said
The only
I
people
meant it.
listening right now
Okay.
are like maybe one.
Yeah, that was
dedicated.
yours.
Okay.
Just us and the ghost.
Okay, well then
Okay.
we'll say bye.
Okay.
Happy Friday.
Happy Friday. Love you. Bye.
Bye.
Bye. Thank you for listening today. We loved having you. If you liked the episode, share with your friends, family, or anyone who would enjoy it. Also, take a moment to review our podcast on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, or YouTube. Leaving us a like or comment really helps. If you'd like to buy us a coffee, please visit our coffee page at www.ko-fi.com/coastfiles. Email us at coastfilespod@gmail.com. Follow us on Instagram at coastfilespod, or visit our website at www.coastfiles.com. You can find the sources for today's episode on our website. See you next week with a new episode.